Well, that was interesting. Hey, I'm Trayvon. This is my first broadcast. Um, Honestly, I just talked for 20 minutes beforehand. But this is my first broadcast on YouTube. I guess it was good practice for me. uh, this is the Black Side of Wrestling. Like I said, my name is Trayvon. I'm just a wrestling fan, just giving it to you from my point of view. Um, Decided that I was going to create a podcast because I'm just tired of arguing with trolls on these internet wrestling communities. So I decided I was going to do my own thing here. So welcome. If you would like, share, subscribe. This is my first broadcast. So just a favor to me, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I'm just not going to be here too long. I'm just going to discuss what happened on Raw today. Just a little wrap up on Raw. Like I said, first time I really don't watch Raw too often, just because I'm tired of the same matches over and over again. It just became stale. It was like the same thing every week. So I just recorded, and if I heard that something happened, then I'll go back and watch it later. But honestly say I had a good time watching it tonight. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this. Little under weather, so don't hold that against me. But like I said, I'm coming live from the blue room. The room is blue. I have my affirmations on the wall, just daily things that I like to motivate myself with. So blue room is special to me. If you are a alumni from my high school alma mater, the blue room was where the elite athletes of the high school changed in the locker room. That was room for the elite. So decided to broadcast from my own elite locker room. So here we go. Just wanted to start out. Like I said, I enjoyed Raw. Raw was pretty good tonight. Like I said, don't normally watch it, but it was what it was. We finally got what we were looking for. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley in the main event of Royal Rumble. This has been a long match in the waiting that they should have did this years ago. But I'm glad that they finally did it. People have been asking about it, and ever since Bobby Lashley came back to WWE, when we're going to get Brock versus Lashley, and we're finally going to get it. So I'm happy to see that. So hopefully it's everything that we've been waiting for. But let's go over and review Raw. It was Brock and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is probably the greatest talker I've ever heard in my life when it comes to wrestling. The only other person I could say is better than him is The Rock. But, I mean, who is The Rock? Rock is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Mr. Dwayne Johnson there. But they came out and did their victory lap speech. Paul Heyman talked, and that man can sell anything. But he sold us on the fact of whoever's going to face Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble is going to have a hell of a time. He put over everybody that were in the main event of day one. But it was great. That was a great match too. But hate to see that Big E is a transitional champion now. I don't think he even won, or he might have had one defense that I could remember during his whole reign of a couple months. Everything else was shenanigans, disqualifications, count out, blah, 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 blah. Big E deserves better than that. Hopefully he'll get his win back, unlike Kofi did. But they hyped up the Fatal 4-Way at the end of the night, which we know Bobby Lashley won. Which, if you haven't seen that match, go out your way and watch it. It was phenomenal. But before we really get into it, please like, share, subscribe. This is my first broadcast. I don't know what I'm doing. My picture looks a little grainy. I don't know if I need to invest in a better camera, but like I said, first broadcast, I'm making all kinds of mistakes tonight. So I ain't going to tell you, I actually recorded for like 20 minutes before I even started hitting the live button for YouTube. So rookie mistake. Plus, I'm not feeling well, so I'm not going to be here too long. So So they sold the winner of the Fatal 4-Way tonight, which Bobby Lashley did win. Is going to face Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at Royal Rumble. Quick little note, Royal Rumble is my favorite time of the year. With WrestleMania being a close second, and probably, well, AEW doesn't put on too many bad pay-per-views. So name one, and I probably that's probably one of the best pay-per-views. But quick story. When I was about 12 years old, my dad asked me what did I want for my birthday. My birthday is in January, and that year, Royal Rumble fell on my birthday. And I said, oh, my God, I want to watch the Royal Rumble. The title was on the line. The WWF title was on the line. And I think he did the math in his head. See, I think at the time it was like $30 for a pay-per-view. You're like, $30 or Chuck E. Cheese. Let's go with the $30 option. All right, cool. I ordered the Royal Rumble. You're happy. I'm happy. I got off for a cheap birthday. And when I tell you that was probably the greatest Royal Rumble in my mind to this day, it is still the greatest Royal Rumble in my mind to this day, even though people debate me on the 2001 Royal Rumble. But I will still hold a candle to that one just because it fell on my birthday. I got to watch it on my birthday, and I got to see Ric Flair win the World Championship and give that iconic speech at the end. So Royal Rumble has a special place in my heart. It's the one pay-per-view that I will go out my way to watch every single year, even though the 95 one still sticks in my mind as well. I don't know what that was. But like I said, if I didn't say this already, like, share, subscribe. But let's see. Then we had a little preview with Team RK Bro. They did a little thing in the gorilla position, and then they went against the Alpha Academy. Everything was entertaining up to this point. I don't understand WWE's need to have the champions lose and not lose their titles. If this was a real sport, I understand it's a shoot sport. The champion should lose your title if you lose. That's just how it goes. You are the champion. Every time you step in the ring, your championship should be on the line. I get it. It's a shoot sport. It's not a shoot sport, but still, that just every sport out there, when there's an individual champion, anytime they step in the ring, their title is on the line. Boxing, anything, MMA, anytime they step in the ring, their championship is on the line. I don't get it. But I digress. But it wasn't a memorable thing for me. Alpha Academy won. I think Otis took out Riddle. I don't know. Just wasn't memorable to me. Next up, they hyped up the Omos and AJ Styles match. Then we went to a Becky Lynch promo. Loved everything that Becky Lynch says. She's believable. I like the new persona. I like the swag. From the man to big time Beck, she is big time. I mean, it is what it is at this point. Then she got interrupted by Liv Morgan, who came in and gave the underdog speech. Oh, I'll come back and I'll win the title. And then Bianca Belair came out and said, nah, move out the way. I'm next. But I loved everything about this. The two girls ended up beating up Becky Lynch, and then they went at each other, and Becky came out standing tall, beat up both of the ladies, and walked out with her title held high. Loved everything about this. I don't know if I'm going to have a star rating. I need a star rating? Since it's the black side of wrestling, let's do a black star rating. If I had to give a black star rating, this would probably get a 4 out of 5. I loved everything about this. Next, we were still doing the star ratings. The next thing I give it a 1 out of 5. Dana Brooke, who is the 24/7 champion, I don't know how that happened. Teamed up with Reggie versus Akira Tozawa and Tamina. Reggie, I think it was a stipulation with that. If Tamina or Akira Tozawa pinned Dana Brooke, they would become the new 24/7 champ. That didn't happen. Reggie pinned Akira Tozawa and saved Dana Brooke's title. None of this made sense to me. Like I said, 1 star if it was given a star rating. I think I skipped that. Then the Becky happened thing. Let's see. Then we had KO and Seth there talking in the hallway, planning on, if one of them win the title or wins the 4-way tonight, the other one wins the title at then they're going to win the title Royal Rumble, then they'll face each other at WrestleMania. Sound like a sound plan, but this is WWE. Plans don't always go to plan. Women's title came up next. This title is probably the most useless title in wrestling right now, but we'll go with it. Selena Vega and Carmella are the women's tag team champions versus Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley. This seemed like more of a setup to get rid of, the setup for a Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash split, where Rhea Ripley becomes the heel and pretty much tears the mask off of Nikki Ash. A roll-up win, like I said, wasn't good, but I see where they're going with it. 1 star, 1 black star. I don't know if we're going to keep this star rating thing. Johnny Knoxville, he declares for the Royal Rumble. Sure. I hope that's not the only surprise we're going to have for the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is sacred to me, like I said. I like to see the surprises. I like to see the new stuff, new people, the people you ain't seen in a while. But I understand Johnny Knoxville is promoting the movie Jackass, whatever, 4, 5, 6. I don't know which one this is. But if it's Johnny Knoxville, he's probably going to be thrown off of something into a crash pad somewhere. So I don't think WWE wants to kill a star like Johnny Knoxville. Not yet, anyway. Street Profits, they declared for the Royal Rumble match, which I have no problem with. I like the Street Profits a lot. I think Antonio, not Dawkins, but Montez Ford, he's going to be the next superstar. I don't know when they're going to pull that trigger, maybe sometime down the road, but I can see him being a WWE champion in the future. Hopefully that does come to fruition. He definitely would deserve it. Rey and Dominic Mysterio, they both declare for the Royal Rumble. Then the Street Profits go against Apollo Crews and the Commander Aziz. Like I said, if I had a star rating, this would probably go 1 out of 5. I thought this match was pointless, but Montez Ford had a ridiculously high frog splash for the win on Apollo Crews, and they walk out with the win, which I have no problem with. They deserve it. Let's see, they do a recap of the Damian Priest and Dolph Ziggler, where Damian is going to come out. If the Damian comes out and gets himself disqualified or counted out, Dolph Ziggler is the new United States champion. Like I said, I haven't watched Raw in a while. I don't know if this is a thing right now. But why are they calling it the Damian? Somebody please comment in the comments why they call it the Damian. Why don't they just call it, could they just go back to his ROH name, Punishment? The Punisher? Well, I guess I can't say the Punisher. So, or just call him, this is Punishment Martinez side of me coming out. Or something else. I didn't like how this is set up. But during the commercial break, I saw the Angry Birds Geico commercial. That made me laugh. I'm an Angry Birds fan, and every time I see this commercial, I bust out in laughter. It's hilarious to me. Also, Scream 5, for the horror fans out there, I'm a big horror fan. I've been watching Scream since it came out, when it first came out in theaters. I am a little older, so I did get to see it in the movie theater. I think my high school senior class trip, we went to the movie theaters to watch Scream 2. It just kind of dates myself, but I'm looking forward for Scream 5. If I had to do another podcast, it would probably be on horror movies, especially horror movies from the 80s. I'm all about it. Leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite horror movie is. Maybe we'll talk about it on this podcast one day as a little offshoot. Then next we had Dewdrop. She said, this is BS. These girls keep getting chance after chance. When do I get my chance? And she is absolutely right. When is Dewdrop going to get a chance? Let Viper get a chance at the title. I'm sorry, it's not named Viper. I forgot her other name, but I remember her as Viper. back in the other promotion she was at. And she's absolutely right. So she's going to be in a 3-way with Liv and Bianca next week. So I might just tune in for that one. I like Doudrop a lot. I think she's very charismatic. I think she is on the right spectrum with the WWE. Then you finally got the Priest and Ziggler. Their pacing of this show is weird to me, but I digress. Yeah. So, of course, you got the shenanigans of Bobby Roode. And before I even get into this match, can we talk about Bobby Roode for a second? Bobby Roode was probably one of my favorite people in TNA. He was a great heel. He was a great babyface. I loved him in Team Canada. I loved it when they finally gave him a shot at the TNA World title and he won it. He carried it with prestige and everything of a Nick Bockwinkel back in the day. If anyone that old who listens to this, I thought he was a great champion in TNA. Then he comes over to WWE and goes to NXT and runs that place like it was his kingdom. Like he was the new Triple H back in that era. Loved everything about Bobby Roode in the NXT days. Ruled NXT with an iron fist. And when I mean an iron fist, you could not tell me Bobby Roode wasn't the man in NXT. That's how powerful he was. Then he goes to the main roster, and that's when it falls apart. Please, I don't know if he's just an older guy. He just like, hey, I've done all I can. I'm just here as a utility guy. I don't know what Bobby Roode's thing is, but please, let's do something about Bobby Roode. He is too talented of a wrestler to be put in the mid undercard like he is. At least he's not chasing the 24/7 championship. That's probably best for everybody. But like I said, they try to bring the Damian out in this match between him and Damian Priest and Dolph Ziggler. Begged him to hit him with a chair. Didn't go that way. And then Priest finishes him off with his finisher. Priest wins, and he's still the U.S. champ. Don't know how to feel about this, but it is what it was. I mean, like I said, I feel a certain kind of way because Bobby Roode was one of my favorite wrestlers at one point. Then you got a backstage thing with Vince McMahon. Like, love seeing Vince anytime on TV, no matter how old he is. And Austin Theory looks like they're going to try to push this guy to the moon. He tells Austin that he appreciates the fact that he snuck, what's his name, the Demon, Finn Balor in the back. And because of that, he is declaring Austin Theory for the Royal Rumble and his chance to go to WrestleMania. Austin is in disbelief and almost in tears, and I don't blame him. My boss told me, hey, we're going to send you to WrestleMania if you can win this one thing. I'll probably be in tears. I don't know. Then we had a Biz TV. I don't know if it was Biz TV. I think they were just in the ring. Miz and Maurice are recapping everything that happened between him and Edge over the last couple of weeks. The bloodbath, it really wasn't a bloodbath. It looked like a mud bath. I don't know what it was. For their vow renewal ceremony, recapping the fact that Edge won at day one, even with Maurice's interference and Beth Phoenix coming down looking like somebody from the Thunderdome. Anybody know that Mad Max reference? And Edge ended up beating The Miz, which all this set up to a tag team match where Edge and Beth Phoenix challenged Miz and Maurice to a mixed tag at the Royal Rumble. Miz happily accepted. Maurice wasn't too happy that he accepted on her behalf, even though she's a worker. She knows her way around the ring. She used to be the Divas champ, but she wasn't too happy with Mr. Muzanin for accepting this match. So we'll see where this goes. I'm kind of interested. Let's see here. Big A gives a speech saying that he's going to get his title back. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but it was a good speech anyway. So good promo. And we finally had the AJ Styles and Omos match. It was a squash match. Hate to see that AJ Styles got squashed in this, but I get it. They're trying to get Omos over. He is super green. He is still trying to learn his way around the ring. It is what it is. So then we have the Fatal 4-Way. We had the intros, and during the intros, they announced that little Miss Bliss is coming back. Well, Alexa Bliss. I'm not sure what her persona is going to be coming back, but she's coming back. They haven't seen her in 4 months, ever since Charlotte tore up her Lily doll and I guess murdered the doll. And Lily is no longer with us here. Rest in peace, Lily. But they showed her saying that she's coming back. Then we finally have the Fatal 4-Way with Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Big E. Like I said, go out your way to watch this match. This was actually pretty entertaining. If I had to give it a star rating, I'd give it 4 black stars out of 5. Especially the insane senton that Kevin Owens did off the balcony. Insane. But the match finished with Bobby Lashley giving a spear to everybody and spearing Kevin Owens for the win. Then afterwards, we had a cut backstage where, the person watching the match from the backstage on a TV screen slightly turned awkwardly. I don't know why they do that. I'm not gonna say that. They didn't show the screen. They actually showed Brock watching the TV like a normal human being would. And then they asked him, like, what's his thoughts? And he didn't even acknowledge the match. He was like, tell Roman I'll be at SmackDown. So what does this mean? Is Brock trying to be a double champion, trying to have the Universal and the WWE title at once? This is pretty interesting. I'd like to see if Brock is going to be both the Blue Universal or Universal, whichever one you want to call it, and the WWE champion at once and defend it on both brands. It's not out of the realm of possibility. He'll just take the title home and you won't see him for months. But we'll see how that goes. Even if Paul Heyman is no longer the special counsel to the tribal chief and now is the advocate for the Beast Incarnate. Just interesting to see how this is going to play out. But my final thought overall, like I said, I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed this one. Even though I could tell a lot of stuff was repetitive. Normally, I just record it and watch the blogs the next day to see if anything interesting happened. Then I go back and watch it. But this was actually a pretty enjoyable show. I did enjoy it. I'll give it 3 out of 5 black stars for this outing. So that's my thoughts on Raw. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. I would love to read them. Please be nice, though. This is my first time. Be gentle with me. But like I said, like, subscribe, comment. Let's have a dialogue. Let's talk about this. And before I go out today, I did a test podcast a couple of days ago talking about the diversity issues in AEW that was brought up over the weekend. If you're not familiar, Big Swole, she let her contract expire. I know she's been dealing with a lot of injuries lately too. But she did an interview right after her contract expired and said that AEW has a lack of diversity at the top of the card in the main event scene, which I agree with. They do. If you look back, it's really nothing but white guys in the main event scene. But if you look at the history of AEW, that's all it's been. If you don't know the history of AEW, it all started about 3 or 4 years ago where a fan text or tweeted to Dave Meltzer saying, could Ring of Honor ever hold a 10,000 seat stadium event in an arena? And he said, absolutely not. They don't have that type of juice. Cody Rhodes said, essentially, hold my beer. We're going to make this happen. So him, the Bucks, Hangman Page, and a couple other guys, they all got together with their own money and put in the event called All In Chicago a few years ago. It sold out within 30 minutes, and it became a real successful pay-per-view. Largest independent pay-per-view to ever happen, from what I understand, for independent wrestling. That got the attention of a billionaire son named Tony Khan. Tony Khan said, can probably make some money off of these guys. So they got together, and that's when they formed AEW, All Elite Wrestling. And 3 years later, here we are. But you have to look at how it started. It started with the Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, all white men, They brought in all their friends who are white guys. I mean, just to be honest. And since then, when WWE started releasing people, they've all been white guys that were in the main event in WWE that went to the top of the card there. Could there be some other people out there? Absolutely. They do have talent there now. Jay Lethal's there. He was probably one of the best wrestlers a couple years ago. He could definitely walk into a main event scene if they gave him the rings. Keith Lee, I believe, is going to be available here soon. He's definitely a main eventer. He could walk into the main event scene of AEW. But, I mean, you had Scorpio Sky a few years ago when they had the tag team tournament. He made his name in the tag team division and pretty much showed out in that tournament where him and Frankie Kazarian ended up winning the AEW Tag Team Championships that year. The first tag team champions in that promotion. But he made a name for himself. He was a standout star in that tag team. He should have been shot to the top of the card, in my opinion, once they dropped the titles. That didn't happen. He turned heel and feuded with Cody for the AEW Championship. Cody beat him, and next thing you know, he's popping up with Ethan Page, and there's some undercard tag team. I think he deserved better than that. I mean, there's countless other. I mean, they have Dante Martin, who's going to be a big star one day. He's just green. That's what it is. But I do like the fact that they are molding him into a title contender. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they fix this problem. If you remember, WWE had the same issue a few years ago, and now it's nothing but black people in the main event. They have Jinder Mahal, that was the WWE champion at one point for India. Yeah, I mean, you just had Big E and Kofi Kingston. They were the WWE champions. So, I mean, the top star in WWE right now is Roman Reigns, a big Samoan guy. So WWE definitely fixed their diversity issue. Let's see if AEW can do the same. I don't think it's hard to do. You have the talent out there, just push them. You have enough experienced guys that can help you get them over. I'm not saying this has to be just because they're black, they have to be at the top of the card. Absolutely not, because I don't want to see someone that don't deserve to be at the top. We had too much of that before. Let's not do it now just because they're black, but you also have to serve another segment of your audience. There's segments of the audience that look like me that want to see people that look like me at the top of the card every week. We spend our money just like anyone else. We deserve to see top talented minority stars at the top as well. But that's just my little diatribe. Tell me what you think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. I think I'm going to end this podcast. I'm going to go and look for graphics or something, music, something to spice the thing up. Like I said, I'm going to try to do this probably 3 times a week after Monday Night Raw, on Wednesdays after Dynamite, and on Fridays after Rampage and SmackDown. So I understand there is NXT 2.0 and there's also Impact Wrestling. I'm only one man. This is my first time out, so we're going to see if we can even keep that 3-day-a-week schedule. So, but like I said, this is just the start of everything. We're going to see how this goes, how this flows. If this is what y'all want, I'll keep doing it. And that's it. This is your boy Trayvon. I'm going to be out for the night. And thanks for listening. And like I said, please like, share, subscribe. It would mean so much to me just for my first time out, just to get my first subscriber. All right, Internet Wrestling community, have a good night.